Today we're going to be looking at cable ends. Whether you call them curly ends, aviator ends, or cable temples, they are a pair of eyeglasses affixed with a curve-shaped end to the terminal, which assists in keeping the eyewear on your head during active sports. This is a modern pair of sports sunglasses affixed with grippy cable ends intended for wet water use like windsurfing, and they've proved very effective in having people not lose their glasses when windsurfing, horseback riding, tennis playing, etc. Not all cable ends are that thick. Here's a pair of retro modern prescription glasses also affixed with cable ends. Intended for everyday wear. Cable ends have been with us for a long time. If you went to one of the World's Fairs, in particular the 1905 World's Fair in St. Louis, prompting the famous song "Meet Me in St. Louis, Louis, Meet Me at the Fair," you would have been able to purchase this evidence of industrial manufacturing, which is one of the early examples of how mass manufacturing took what was an earlier labor-intensive handmade design, both the case and the glasses, and produced it for the everyday person to wear. Now these particular ones don't have cable ends, but at that time many of them did. This is a partial example here, and an early cable temple that was made just prior to the First World War. The helpful thing about cable ends is that they are almost infinitely adjustable to different lengths, and that by bending the receiver you're able to reduce or extend the effective length of the cable. Most temple arms being in the 140 to 150 range, a few shorter down to as little as 120, a few extending out as far as 155. But this cable end in particular is very typical of the type that were made prior to the First World War. And in 1905, at the time of the World's Fair, you would have seen that almost 90% of the eyeglasses, the eyewear worn in America, had cable ends on them. They've almost disappeared. The reason for that being that they do require, if they're being fitted to an existing pair of eyeglasses, like this modern pair of Pierre Cardin's, which can in fact be retroed to cable ends, you need a technician who can cut and weld and shape the cable end to the desired eyewear. This is an all-plastic temple arm, but it also can be affixed with a conventional wire cable end or a covered cable end like this one.